Some more Bach, because Lebhaft. would like to say a few brief words. I am, of course, kidding. They will not be brief.
We knew that.
First of all, I think definitely a few thank yous are in order. Sharon McCarthy has been my musical partner in crime throughout the entirety of my high school. She's played recitals, competitions, solo fests, done my recordings for free screenings for college with me. She is amazing. Give her a round of applause. And of course, my lovely, lovely, amazing teacher, who is a brilliant genius. When I was just 12 years old and let me study with you, and I have never been the same player since then. So thank you for everything you've done to get me to where I am. And then the rest of my glorious, amazing teachers, some of whom are here tonight. My Canal teacher is Daphne, and of course Andy, who I wish could be here tonight. I don't know, other people, Isaiah, you exist. My Penfield teachers, foremost Stewart, and then Mr. Barna and Mr. Ramos and whoever else has. Alright, enough about you guys. Those of you who know me musically might be thinking to yourselves, why, Elliot, you love chamber music. In fact, you want to be a professional chamber musician. Why on earth is there no chamber music on this recital? To which I say, thank you for your interest. For the answer to this question that all of you were definitely thinking about, we have to go back to the week of August 10th to 14th, 2020. It was the last week of masked, socially distanced chamber music camp that summer here at UMac. Now let's take a moment to remember the 14-year-old I was. I was tall, but I was rarely confident. I was opinionated, but selectively talkative. A capable musician, but no one could hear me whenever I played, especially in group settings. Fortunately for me, I had a merry band of dedicated teachers who were determined to help me change that aspect of my playing, chief among them being Andy Barnhart. That fateful August week, one of my groups was a trio with Andy and my friend Ben. The piece Andy chose for us was a few movements of the Serenade by Ernst von Jachnami or something. It was a 20th century piece that drew from folk tune, but was also somehow modeled after Beethoven's string trios. It was so different from anything I'd ever played before, not to mention that there was a massive solo for me in the second movement. Needless to say, poor 14-year-old Elliot was terrified. And this was reflected in the comments Andy gave me as we rehearsed. You know, we could use more of you here. I can't hear your melody. I need a stronger sound from you. Play louder! Even though I thought I was trying to play out, I still couldn't escape the same critique. And I eventually made a bet with Andy that by the end of the week, I could make him tell me I played too loud. It was never going to happen. But at least I had my priorities straight. After a week of companionship and joy and learning, it was time to perform. I was incredibly anxious about how the Bach would go, but I knew I was loved and supported by the people in the audience and on stage with me. Our performance was wildly imperfect, and when I watch it, I cringe at myself massively. But it showed great progress for a week, and all was good. After it was over, Andy came up to me, beaming, and commented on the part of the piece I was most nervous about. He told me my solo was beautiful, and he didn't want to say anything negative about it, but he knew how happy I would be to hear this. That it might have been a little too loud. I dare not replicate the earth-quaking scream that emitted from my lips at that. Yes, I won our silly little bet, but it was more than that. Andy was proud of me for meeting a challenge that I thought was impossible. It wasn't the first time since we know each other that such thing would happen, and it certainly wasn't the last. That moment was what I believe the kids call core memory. Maybe I could have some confidence after all. And regardless of whether it was because I actually loved the piece or because I finally played too loud for Andy, I latched onto that music and it found a special place in my heart. The three of us brought back for a few future performances, and within a year, I knew that the Serenade would be on my senior recital. Then Andy and I would play it together again, and I would get to rebuild, falling in love with chamber music and falling in love with my sound. Even when Andy moved away this year, he promised he'd come back for his recital so we could play the few unfair and horrible reasons, it couldn't end up that way. Most of you know that Andy recently suffered 2 strokes, and his inability to be here for this day, let alone perform with me, is a whole matter. But as I reflected on what this day means, I realized that nothing I play can be separated from my relationship with others. Andy might as well have been in this room, because he taught me the Bach Prelude you heard, and hand-wrote bowings for me when he didn't like the printed ones in my edition. I owe him my confident sound, my range of expression, and even my belief that I could ever pursue music professionally. Oh, and also my will to play in the lower half of the bow, after he reminded me at least 56 times. That's an actual number, by the way. I have a tally. I can tell you so many more stories about how Andy has influenced me, but we'd be here literally forever. But as I thought about how to tell this story instead of playing the actual music, when I realized that would be necessary, I started to realize all the different ways that people around me inhabit my playing. Of course, there are my teachers, whose patience and wisdom has molded me into the musician I am. But my dad's sense of humor is in my phrasing when I play Mozart. My mom's perseverance and willpower informs my interpretation of intense music. My friends help me feel the raw vibrance of life that I try to convey with my Bach. And I would rather do anything else in the world but practice. I think of my brother, who always holds fast to his principles, and I do it anyway. My grandmother's last gift to me on this earth was the violin I play on today. I wouldn't understand music as deeply if I didn't understand life through the lens of the people around me. Everyone who's known me since I picked up the violin, teachers and colleagues, friends and family, has made me a better musician and a better person. They may have brought me deep pain, supreme joy, or anything in between, and all of it was necessary to bring me to my understanding. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't have it any other way, because a look beneath the surface of my life and expose that as a complete lie. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm very lucky, because I'm surrounded by people in this room, and loved by those who are absent. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for supporting me on this journey and joining me to celebrate. Now, go eat some food. You've earned it, but the cream puffs are mine and my blood.